Hello friends and welcome. Today's video is one I'm really personally excited about, to be honest, and that is going to be another little episode of Makeup Rules. That is comparing the new e.l.f. CC Camo, that's the wrong order, the new e.l.f. Camo CC Cream versus the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. I've heard a lot of great things about both of these, to be honest, especially this one more recently since it is new. A lot of people have been talking about how these are kind of dupes for each other. I'm hoping that the colors are not like insanity off, because I may have gotten one that's a little too light for this one, because I got this one in the shade Fair 150C and then I got this in the shade Light. So let's hope that I don't look insane, but whatever, we're still going to compare them no matter what. If you are new here, hi, my name is Jackie and welcome to my channel. If you enjoyed today's video, definitely hit that subscribe button before you leave and the thumbs up as well so that I know you enjoyed it. Anyways, let's just go ahead and dive right into the makeup. For primer, I wanted to use something that I know I love and works really well. So I'm going to be using one of my favorite combos, which is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer with the Cover FX Gripping Primer. So I like this because I am super dry, so I like something hydrating, which this Pretty Fresh one, oh gosh, my hands are cold because I just washed them. This Colourpop one is really, really nice and hydrating, but I also like to have something a little bit blurring and gripping too with my skin, just because I do have some areas with some larger pores. Just take a little bit of the gripping primer and put that just kind of in like the center of my face and blend it outwards. I'm not really trying to get it everywhere, just really in the parts of my skin that need it the most. Alright, so again, we are testing the IT Cosmetics CC Cream versus the new e.l.f. one. And I don't have the two of the exact same brush or sponge, but I do have the Eco Tool sponge and then their new plant-based one, so I figured this would be a good close comparison. I will say, the plant-based one is a tiny bit squishier than the original one, which is interesting. I don't know. This isn't a video about these, but interesting observations, I guess. I'm going to start with my original Eco Tool sponge with the e.l.f. CC Cream. Again, this is in the shade Fair 150C, so it honestly might be a little too light for me, but I ordered this online and I wasn't positive. I'm just taking a little bit at a time because I don't know how the color match actually looks pretty good. I'm sad I am this light, but you know, it's winter. We're not tan here. So I'm just bouncing this into the skin on one side of my face. And I mean, I only did one little pump, probably not even a full pump, and that just got all over the skin. Okay, this is a good color match for me. I probably need to go one shade darker in the summer, but we'll see if I like it enough to do that. So right off the bat, it's got pretty good coverage. It's not intense coverage, at least not with the sponge and the amount that I use. I can still see my freckles and a little bit of redness on my cheeks. I didn't go under my eye at all. I try to avoid doing that just because I like to add concealer to brighten and cover. And the less products you layer, the less cakey it's going to look. So I'm going to add just the teeniest bit more. Right here on my cheeks, my nose, and chin. Just a few little places that could use some extra love. Alright, looking at this side, I think right off the bat it looks pretty darn good. It's got a nice natural sheen to it. Like I said, it's not crazy full coverage, but it's got really good coverage, especially for a CC cream. And the color match actually looks pretty good. Time for the other side. Let's hope I don't look crazy, because I don't know how close these two shades are, to be quite honest. Going in with the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. I'm going to try to use about the same amount. This one looks a little darker, so we shall see. Oh, it is. It's definitely a different undertone. This one is more, this one has a smell to it too. This one's a little more neutral, whereas the IT Cosmetics one is a little more, this is light, right? Yeah, it says light. I don't know. I'm thinking this looks a little bit more on the light medium spectrum. I look a little odd, but hopefully once we put the concealer and all that stuff on, I won't look as crazy. Because yeah, this side of my face is definitely I don't know if you could tell on camera, but it's a hair darker, which is surprising because I've tried the IT Cosmetics Bye foundation. I got color matched in store for that, and the girl color matched me to light. And I mean, I thought that one looked good. This has a really fresh scent to it. I don't think the e.l.f. one just kind of smells like makeup, but this It Cosmetics one has like a nice fresh scent to it. I like it. Yeah, it smells really good. So I feel like the coverage is about the same on each side. Like definitely very, very strong amount of coverage here. I don't think it's too cakey or full on either side. I like you can still see a tiny bit of redness here and a little bit of my freckles up here, but overall covered really, really nicely. Again, the shades are not a perfect match, so that's a little bit, but that's fine. We're testing out new products, so who really cares? Where am I going? So overall, I think that both sides are looking really good. I think this cosmetic side looks a little more dewy right now than the e.l.f. side. The e.l.f. side looks like dewy in some spots, but it also looks like a little bit more of a natural finish rather than the It Cosmetics side, which I feel has a little bit more of like a dew finish. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some concealer and powder and kind of finish up my makeup. And if you're curious as to what products I use, I'll have everything listed in the description box down below. I'm only using things that I know I love, so I can see how everything blends on top. So let me just go finish my makeup real quick off camera, and we'll be back to talk about some thoughts as of right now. This lip color, big fan. Alright, so we are back with the rest of the face done, and let's talk about kind of what my thoughts are right now. Honestly, they look the same. I think that they look the same. I think the coverage is about the same. I think that the It Cosmetics side might have like this much more coverage just because I didn't have to add any additional layering to get the coverage I wanted. And even now, I can see more of my freckles on this side and less on this side. So I do think that the It Cosmetics side has like a smidgy, teeny tiny bit more coverage. But as far as like how they feel on the skin, they feel the same. I think the finish is very similar once everything is said and done. Initially, I did say, the cosmetic side looked a little more dewy and the e.l.f. side looked a little more satin natural. I still do think that that's the actual finish of the foundations. But I think once you go ahead with the rest of your makeup, that everything looks very similar on both sides. Everything blended out really nicely on top. I think everything looks really good. I mean, the concealer blended out the same on both sides, as well as like the forehead and the chin and everything. My nose looks really good on both sides right now, and sometimes I notice that gets a little dry pretty quick, and same with my chin. So after first application, everything looks pretty good on both sides. I don't really see any like crazy differences. I am going to try and do a solid wear test on this guy. It's currently 3:05, so I should get a good 6-7 hour wear test in today, maybe longer depending on when I decide to get ready for bed. I'm going to go ahead on with the rest of my day and kind of see how this wears. I'll be doing some things around the house. I've got giant dogs that sometimes like to lick my face, and I do have to go teach at my local dance studio that I teach at. So I will be wearing a mask for a little bit as well. So definitely going to be seeing how everything wears with that. And we'll come back and talk about my final thoughts about kind of the differences, and this really is a great dupe for this because this It Cosmetics one, this is $39.50, and this guy from e.l.f. is $14. So definitely a solid price difference there if you're somebody who loves this but doesn't really love the price tag. So we'll see if it really is a good dupe. I'm going to go on with the rest of my day, and I'll see you guys in what's a split second for you, but a couple hours for me. What is going on with this hair? I am a mess. I'm so tired. Oh my gosh. All right. So it is now 11:19. So it has been a good, 8 hours? So I feel like that's a pretty solid amount of time to be wearing foundation on normal occasions. We're, probably in an office from 9 to 5 and whatnot. So you want your makeup to last as long as possible. Let's analyze a little bit. Keep in mind, I did, go to the grocery store, and I had to go teach at a dance studio, and so I was wearing a mask for a while, so I'm not gonna, be a little too picky on things I know where the masks fall. Like the fact that there's no more foundation right here, that's 100% my mask. It's a little broken up right here on my nose on both sides, pretty equally, so that could be from the mask. That could just be because it's like completely gone on my chin too. Like there's no more foundation right here. Look at that, it's like a hole. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but like this whole area, there's no more foundation. That's definitely my mask, probably. I will say my skin is starting to feel a little dry on both sides, and I usually like to keep a setting spray or something on hand to like refresh for when I start to feel dry. And I didn't do that because I was trying to get a good test on it. But everywhere else, like, it looks a little dry on my forehead right here in the middle. And like the spots that are left on my nose look a little dry. Oh, Sledge accidentally bumped my head just now and there's already a bump. Of course there is. Overall, I think it lasted pretty well. I think if I would have, you know, touched up with maybe a little powder after wearing a mask or with my setting spray to prevent kind of the dryness and clinging to the dry patches, it would look a lot better. But overall, like, everything still looks pretty decent for being 8 hours later. Kind of my final thoughts now that I've worn it all day and compared the two. I definitely think that this is a solid dupe for this guy. The only difference that I saw is that this one has a little bit more of a dewy finish. And I mean, even this says on the bottle that it's a natural finish, which I completely agree with. I will say this one has SPF 50 and this one has SPF 30. So, I mean, if you want to pay the extra price for a little bit more SPF, then that's your prerogative. But as far as, you know, coverage, wear time, how it feels on the skin, they are pretty much identical in my personal opinion. And this one is $39.50 and this one is $14. So, you know, if my wallet's talking, we're talking $14. I definitely do like both and I'll continue to use both. But if I'm thinking about repurchasing, I'm definitely going to go for the e.l.f. one for sure. I will say on the skin, you know, when I was applying it, I think the It Cosmetics one did feel a tiny bit more on the hydrating side rather than the e.l.f. one. But it wasn't anything so intense that it was like a huge difference. I mean, this one that is formulated, it says with an anti-aging hydrating serum. So I would assume so, whereas this one is formulated with collagen peptides and niacinamide. But like I said, overall, I probably would lean a little more towards the e.l.f. one just because it is cheaper and does pretty much, you know, the exact same thing as the It Cosmetics one. So that's just my 2 cents. Alright guys, well that completes today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I really love these comparison videos because, you know, I can tell you in a favorites video or something like that if this is a dupe or not, but with these type of videos, you guys actually get to, you know, watch me apply them together and see how they look on initial application as well as at the end of the day and with all makeup and all that stuff. So you guys really get to see the process rather than just me telling you is it a dupe or isn't it a dupe. So I hope you guys enjoy these videos just as much as I do. If you did enjoy today's video, definitely hit that subscribe button down below and the post notification bell so that you're notified every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when I upload a new video. Hit that thumbs up as well so that I know you like these type of videos, and let me know in the comments down below what you might like to see me compare next. Definitely check me out on Instagram as well at JSanchez Beauty. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!